Good morning everyone and welcome back
to our channel, Gottagoorlando.
Today we are doing the top 10 tips for
Universal
and Islands of Adventure. But before we start,
let's roll them titles.
So Universal and Islands of Adventure is one of my favourite parks.
It's amazing. We love it so much.
In fact, it's one of my favourite top parks. That's why I chose it for my birthday.
Yeah, we had a great day. There's a lot to choose from in Orlando.
And this park covers everything. If you like coasters, if you like simulators, it's got everything. It's got everything.
It's got absolutely everything, like your water rides, your top franchises like The Simpsons, Harry Potter and Marvel.
Men in Black.
Yeah, and Dr. Seuss.
So much. So we definitely recommend you heading into Universal on your next vacation. Top tip number 1.
So everyone, there is multiple ways to get to Universal, either if you're staying there in your car all day, getting an Uber, or being dropped off.
So obviously if you're getting dropped off, you will have to do the absolute pain of driving to the top level of the car park, then literally driving through all the columns and cones and dropping off. Now when you arrive there, it's a bit of a mess. It's all over the place.
Yeah, we did. My parents dropped us off one morning because we were going to do our first full day ourselves, and that was crazy. There was so many people saying, where do we go? And we were like, we don't know.
There's barriers everywhere.
But we did learn a quick tip. This was actually the old drop-off station now that is normally for the buses, but there is one lane still available slightly. That
you have to be quick.
You have to be quick, but you can do it quickly.
So the best way of doing it is drive up to the top deck, drive back down, and then when you get to the bottom of the ramp on the right hand side, you'll see some bus stops, drop off. Jump out the car there and then walk up the steps. Yeah,
our friends do this all the time and they sort of recommend it to us after we told them about our first experience. So our next experience we did it, and the security actually were absolutely fine with it. They saw us doing it and we were absolutely fine. If you're really quick with it.
Another thing about the car parking, obviously if you're parking for the day, all of the car park areas have the different names. Name some of the names, Emma.
See, we've got E.T., we've got Jurassic Park, so many. But one thing we always recommend is you take your photograph.
Take a photograph just to help you remember when you're leaving the park after that long day of riding great rides and running around in queues and stuff. You will forget.
Yeah, we always actually have a game, so sort of it reminds us a game before we even enter the garages, that basically what's going to be the theme. So we take a picture of the theme and then obviously the row number as well. That's going to help you get back after our long park day, because we always forget at the end of the night. At that point when we come back through like the end of security, you're like, is it left or is it right? Who knows?
Who took the picture? Not me. Did you take the picture? Not me.
Dad?
Oh.
Dad, yay! Dad took the picture. Top tip number 2.
Now, once you're in the car parking space and you've made it across the walkway, you're going to be hit by Orlando International Airport security.
Now, when you first see this, some days, especially in the mornings, it's going to be so many long lines and you're going to look at it and go, oh my god, this is going to take forever.
But it doesn't.
But it doesn't, because it is done like an airport security. It goes by so quickly. It's very different to like Walt Disney World and SeaWorld. Basically, you just put everything in your tray, it goes through and they can check it really quickly. I mean, one time it looked like maybe like it could have been like a 20-minute wait. We were really far back. It took us like 5 minutes. Yeah. It's so quick.
Just one tip, if you've got a belt, you're best taking it off and putting it in the tray, or else you're going to get wanded.
Yeah.
No one wants to be wanded.
But yeah, it's really super quick and easy, and it just makes you feel a lot safer when you're in Universal.
And that's it. Once you've passed this security, you are in the parks, basically.
Yep, between the City Walk and the 2 parks, you feel all safe and secure. You can go to the restaurants and you don't have to be checked again go through any of the security again. Top tip number 3, drinks can be very expensive. Now, some days we go in, we don't actually have like any alcoholic drinks, but we do buy like I like to call them, the super saving cups.
The super saving cups. They are a lifesaver. Now, obviously, if you're a water drinker, there is obviously free water fountains that you can get that from.
So there is actual Coca-Cola style freestyle machines all around the park. Now you can actually still go up there and just get free water. So if you're just wanting the free water, you can go up, take your refillable water bottle and just get it from any of those stations. And it means you don't have to go up to staff at restaurants or at kiosks and say you can have some free water. You can just go up and collect yourself. Plus you even get the ice.
Yep, which is awesome if you're a water drinker. But what happens if you're drinking fizzy drinks? Now, if you're drinking fizzy drinks, you will buy a cup. That's approximately $17.99.
Plus tax.
Plus your tax. And then basically, if you want to use that cup other days in the park, you reactivate that cup. So you never throw the cup away. Always keep the cup. And it's approximately $10.99 plus tax.
But obviously, if you do have an annual pass, you do get discount. But what's great about this cup is A, you can keep it for multiple trips. As a kid, I remember always doing that. Even when we lived there, we would bring it back, and we had those cups for at least a year. As long as you feel the cups are absolutely fine. And we have a lot of friends that visit us all the time, and they bring the cups every time. They just take them back to their hotel, rewash them and take them back to the park, and then you can, plus it's a lot cheaper, because the other thing that it includes all your soft drinks, it does include all your ices as well. So like one of our favourite spots is just beside Men in Black. They've got like 8 different ices to pick from. So one tip we have is, as soon as you come in through the parking garage, is just down the ramp from when you arrive, there's a place there where you can purchase either a new cup or your refillable cup that you bought from another day. And obviously you can do it there, plus you can fill it up. So when you go in at the park, you've already got your drink. You don't have to go and stand in the lines or anything like that. And like I say, throughout the day you could refill it up as much as you want every 10 minutes. And it's either a soft drink, or you can even get, like I say, those ices. So it's perfect for a hot summer's day. So with the freestyle cups, they have got chips on them every day. So obviously once that day is up, it normally tells you on the freestyle how long it lasts. So sometimes if it will say maybe 2 AM, that means that's because when that city walk's open too. It doesn't obviously mean when the park's open too, but it means even when you're leaving, before you hit the parking garages, you can go and still get your free cups, or refillable cups should I say, still done after you leave the park. And plus, even if you're going to be walking around all City Walk, you can still use it there as well. Top tip number 4.
Okay guys, this one is probably one of the biggest ones going. You're going to want to hit the big rides, you know, Velocicoaster, and then there's Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. Yes, I did it again.
Yep, all available at Islands of Adventure.
The thing is these 2 coasters are going to be your busiest line. But out of them 2 coasters, I would say that Hagrid's is the longest. Mainly because the operational side, it takes time to load, it takes time to dispatch. So head to Hagrid's first, get that ride done, and you've literally got it on your coaster account. And then I'd recommend shortly after that head into Veloci, because again, Veloci is really good operations, but obviously with weather and things, that ride can go, well, all coasters can go down, but they're the 2 what you want to hit first.
A lot of our experiences when you're halfway through the day, like Forbidden Journey at Harry Potter and Islands of Adventure, they go down to like a 10-15 minute wait, so they're always good to be left until later on. But especially if you do want like Hagrid, or if you want Veloci, make sure you do it in the morning to make sure that you get it, because these crazy weathers these days, you never know when the ride's going to be started.
Hagrid's queue is absolutely amazing, but long.
Yes.
Yeah, it's partly inside, it's partly outside. You finally think you're turning the corner and you're going to see the station. You never will. The station will come several days after. It's so long, you know, so that's why I recommend getting on Hagrid's first, because it is a long queue.
And one other thing is, we are going to talk about this later on, but make sure you put everything in your locker for Hagrid's before you get to that point, because they will ask you to leave the queue, and then sometimes maybe let you rejoin, or they'll ask you just to go back to the back of the queue, and you don't want that happening. Top tip number 5.
So do not join a queue for a roller coaster if you haven't put your belongings in a locker.
Now, the only one that's not like that, I would say, is Velocity, because you do it halfway through the ride. But like your Harry Potter, like Hagrid's, you put it in before. Even like your Men in Black, you put it in before. Anything like that, you always try and put it in before.
There's nothing worse doing the full queue, getting to the security within the queue, and then them turning around and saying, no, you need to put that in your locker. It could be, I don't know, I've seen people with lighters, I've seen people with the phones being turned away.
And the other one is obviously Rip Rocket as well. You always try and put that in before, because by the time you get up to the scanners, they're going to say you're going to have to put this away, you're going to have to put that away, and you're going to have to leave maybe some of your friends there, and then some people actually, some of the staff ask you to still continue on even if you've left someone behind. So if you don't want to be like your party to be split up, make sure you put everything in the lockers.
Now, the lockers are provided free.
Yes,
but there is
lockers.
Some things to say about this.
Yes.
The free lockers are the small lockers. They are not the big ones.
No, now we can get normally our backpack in. Now, if you've got anything like a lounge fly, I would not recommend
No,
these.
you're going to rip it apart.
We take like a softer backpack that we can sort of squish down. Now, we normally try and take 2. Now, that's another point. If you do have your individual tickets, as you would be like as a couple or as a family, you can get multiple free ones. So it's a really good thing. So like for us, we always take 2. One backpack goes in the other one, and then we put our cell phones, our cameras and anything else, sunglasses, into the other one, just so not everything is squished. Plus our freestyle cups you can put in there as well. They normally have big bins for you to empty your drinks before putting them in the locker. So you get your free ones, or if you would like a larger one, you can pay for it. But it's always good to get something for free when you're in the theme parks.
It is indeed. Now, there is another little con to this. I call it a con. The lockers are at each ride, but water rides, the lockers are not free.
Yes, so a lot of the times when we do this, we normally either go into the gift store and ask for one of their free large bags, and they're absolutely fine with it. They just give us one of those. Or if you're near one of the other rides that's got a long line, like Hagrid's, you can leave it in there, because the timing, it only is timed for basically the length of the ride and for the ride. Now, if the time was to go up on the ride, the lockers do manually change, but they don't leave you much room at either side. So,
automatically change.
Yeah. So for us, we normally just put everything in our bag and we just hold it, and everything's good. We just make sure everything's protected. But yeah, like Shane was saying, but especially if you've got lounge flies, please pay for the bigger lockers, because I've seen people trying to squeeze them into these small ones.
Or just don't take a lounge fly to Universal.
Yeah, if you are going to be going, like I say, everything has to go in a locker. You can't keep it. We've seen multiple people saying, oh, we've got these really, and they're like, you'll have to pay for the bigger one. We have seen people trying to squeeze these backpacks into these small lockers, and it's heartbreaking because they're going
to get scratched.
They're going to get scratched. They're going to get damaged. As of right now, you can see the footage that we're talking about when we were putting you guys inside the locker. It's not that big.
No.
Top tip number 6.
So, Universal has a lot of dark rides compared to Islands of Adventure.
Yes, and right now with this crazy weather where it's all over the place, it's sunny and then it's raining for 5 minutes or even sometimes 2 minutes, and then you turn around and it's sunny again. So we always recommend, if you already looked at your weather app and you know it's going to be sunny, go to Islands of Adventure first.
Yeah. Then, if you know something's going to come in the evening, which most likely it will, we've been there, we've done that, we've got the video footage of you
got the t-shirt,
bin bag.
We've got the bin bag. We've got everything for it.
We save Universal Studios to last because that's more indoor simulated rides, bar the roller coaster,
Rip Rocket.
Yeah.
You always forget the name of that one. Rip Rocket. Yeah. Sometimes if we know we're going to go on Rip Rocket, we go in there first and then straight to Islands and then back in there later on, because, like we always say, we can go into certain dark rides, like Green Grots, we can go in that queue. By the time we come out, the storm's passed, and we're all good. Yeah,
so that's our top tip. Save Universal to last. because then you can do the dark rides when the storm's rolling.
Plus, it means it's like extra time for me in the evening to go and ET like 10 times in a row. And you know what? Shane loves it. And we go in and we go in and we go in and we go in and we go in. And there's hardly any of a wait. So,
No.
ET, the best.
Top tip number 7. Always check the app. Children's rides on certain days open later.
Now, how this works is if you are on select annual passes or staying at Universal Resorts, you can get early admission. That's right, early admission. You get 1 hour early to go on select rides like Velocicoaster or Hagrid's. But that means in that hour until the normal park guests come in, like your Dr. Seuss area will not be open. So like they open for the normal time of the park, but not for the early admission. So if you are staying at Universal, make sure you check out, because I mean that's such a good hour that you could hopefully get on even one of the rides that you've been wanting to go on.
I would head to Hagrid's. Head to Hagrid's because that ride, like I said, has the longest queue. I'd be on it like a carb on it, and then I'd head to somewhere else.
Now this is a little bonus tip, because we were just talking about it. Make sure you download the Universal app. It gives you all your times, it gives you your wait times. You can even book for your restaurants, like your food orders. You can even just check the menus before you even leave for your vacation. I remember before we moved, I was showing Shane all the menus and saying, oh, what are you going to be getting for here? It's fun for the family.
Yep.
To really get excited and to see where you would like to eat, what ride you want to go on first. So make sure you download the Universal app. It is 100% worth it. It's so good.
To be quite honest, if you're going in a park, always download the app.
Yeah, the apps are just so good. And like I say, we'll have the link below for the website, or even just the tickets, annual passes, and other special events like Halloween Horror Nights. Top tip number 8. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, you can actually go and park in Universal after 6 o'clock for free, because during the day you do have to pay, even if you're just going in for a restaurant.
Does that mean you could literally park for free in the evening and then just sleep in your car and then go in the park in the morning after?
No, sorry, that does not work.
I thought that was a tip.
So if you do have your on select annual passes, you do get the free parking. In the lower annual passes you don't, but obviously in selected annual passes you do get your free parking. But you do have to pay. But after 6 o'clock it's absolutely free. So if you would like to go to the cinema, the restaurant, mini golf, anything like that, or even just go in and do a bit of shopping, then you can do it after 6 o'clock and it is completely free.
And what do we like? Free.
Yeah, so like for us, we already get our free parking with our annual passes, but this is so good if you're wanting to even just go for like a night out. Some people,
it has such a great night vibe.
100%.
You know, we went one evening, didn't we, and was partying in the street.
Yeah, it was Mardi Gras.
It was Mardi Gras.
It was so much fun.
It was really good. And, you know, if you can save the parking, it's worth it.
Or if you've got your Uber, like we say, the Uber driver can drop you off at the very top of the parking garage and you can go down and enjoy your night at Universal.
Universal. Top tip number 9 is we all love our badges or buttons.
So now, we all love birthday badges. Now, it's very different between Disney and Universal. Disney, you can go up to your stores, any of the stores, and ask for them. Any member staff, sometimes at the beginning of the parks, at the TTC, they have them. Obviously, at Disney, you can get birthday, you can get anniversary, all different ones. Now, it's a little bit different at Universal. You have to go to guest reservations.
Resolutions or reservations, as we like to call it,
or any of the ticket booths. Now, you can't get them within, you can't actually get them anywhere within the actual park unless you go to guest reservations. The 2 badges you can get at Universal is either I'm celebrating, so you can.
What are you celebrating?
I was celebrating your birthday, so we all got them, and we even got them when we got our annual passes. So you can get all those different ones, and it means your whole family can get it, and the birthday person can get their birthday one, or even if you're just like that first night when we got our annual passes, they wrote on it, so nice for us celebrating becoming annual pass holders. So that was awesome, and yeah, it just makes them feel a little bit more special. And literally when you walk around the parks, everyone's going to be saying congratulations or happy birthday, depends.
It's just great. It's just a nice feeling.
Yeah, depending on your celebration. So it's a really awesome
I
thing.
was a galactic hero in Disney, and like everyone was like, OMG.
Yeah, because you had your first badge and that on at the same time, and people were like, "You've just," and I was like, "It was his first time on the ride. I don't know how he done it. He's just lucky."
Cheat codes.
He's just lucky. But yeah, definitely go and grab yourself the universal. Either I'm celebrating, if you're celebrating an anniversary or a wedding, honeymoon or something, or that my birthday.
I really need to change my Instagram name to Gotta Go Shane Galactic Hero. Top tip number 10, our final tip. This one Emma is going to explain.
Now, there's so many ways you can try and save a bit of money, and one thing is with the parking and maybe the restaurants and on the merchandise. Now, one of our friends actually came up with this, and it's such a good one, so this is why we had to share it with you guys. They normally come between once to twice a year, but they don't particularly want to all upgrade to an annual pass because they don't know when they can come and stuff like that. So what they did was they normally do their normal buying the tickets, but one of them, he decided to upgrade to one of the annual passes that you get your free parking, discount on merch and on restaurants. And I think this is such a great money saving tip.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a great money saving tip. You know, we all want to save money. It's the name of the game. And if we can try to cheat the system a little bit and just one of you buy the annual pass, it does give you so many great benefits for the parks.
Now, another thing that we actually thought about was a lot of people could probably buy the lower annual pass. If you know you're not going to go in certain times of months, because there is certain annual passes that I think there's certain block out days. I don't know the exact months. Make sure you check out their website, that you can't go in, like December for instance, and maybe one of the high months of the season. Maybe I think it's maybe August, but just double check their website. So what they normally do is they normally get those annual passes, the cheapest ones, and then one of them upgrades so they can get the free parking, because in the lower ones you do not get free parking.
No.
So that's what they normally do, because they already know they're not going in those 2 months that's a blockout date, so it's perfect for them.
Plus,
so, yeah.
That's the peak times when the parks are absolutely crammed anyway.
Yeah, and they can't come because they are from the UK and they just can't make it over at those times of the year. So it's just something that we thought is an absolute amazing money saving tip.
So guys, like I said, we will drop a link down below in the description anyway for the prices of all the tickets that Universal Islands of Adventure have.
Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, if you have enjoyed, please give us a big thumbs up.
And please, if you're new here, please don't forget to smash that subscribe. It's in the bottom corner. Just give it a quick tickle with the mouse, tickle with a finger, hit that subscribe, and then we'll all be happy.
Oh God, I'm going red in the face. Everyone, check out our social medias. Everything's below. And thank you so much for joining us again. And it's TikTok.
Gotta go.
Gotta go to Universal.
Universal top tips.
From Gotta Go Orlando.
Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next time on our next adventure.